The judge did not buy what she had to say. The case against Alec Baldwin cannot be brought again. And joining me now, former federal prosecutor and the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, Neama Rahmani. Neama, let's talk about this. I mean, this was pretty astounding what took place. This case rapidly fell apart. Was this the right decision from the judge? What do you think?
Jim, it was the right decision. I'm stunned. This is the cardinal sin for a prosecutor, to intentionally withhold exculpatory evidence. And this is a case that's been botched by the Santa Fe district attorney from the beginning. It's been one constitutional violation after another. First, charging a retroactive enhancement in violation of the ex post facto clause of the Constitution. Then appointing a special prosecutor who was a member of the New Mexico state legislature. That's a separation of powers issue. They weren't ready to proceed to the preliminary hearing. They had to dismiss, wait for a year, and go back to the grand jury. And now the greatest violation of all, the Brady violation, withholding exculpatory evidence intentionally. That's grounds for the ultimate sanction, which is dismissal of the case with prejudice. They can't proceed. And I fully expect Hannah Gutierrez-Reed to make the same argument and for her conviction to be overturned.
Wow, now that would be something. And I mean, if you look at the video that we were just showing a few moments ago, I mean, it looked like the judge was just not buying what the prosecutor had to say there. And the prosecutor almost looked like she had been busted. If there had been more competent prosecutors, do you think this case would have turned out the same? What do you think?
I think so. I think this case wasn't won by Alec Baldwin as much as it was lost by the prosecution. And the prosecution, it is not Morrissey, the prosecutor's decision to make what evidence to provide or not. Seth Kenney, the prop supplier, potentially provided the rounds that killed Helena Hutchins. Now, of course, the prosecution's theory is that Gutierrez-Reed provided those rounds, but they can't unilaterally decide what evidence to present and what as evidence to withhold. They have to disclose everything. That's something, Jim, that every first-year law student knows. And when Morrissey took the stand and when she testified that it was a willful withholding, that was enough for the judge. And it's also telling that the other prosecutor, Johnson, resigned while this whole process was playing out.
Now, as for Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, her attorney, Jason Bowles, is reacting to the decision. He says the judge found intentional misconduct, and we also have had the same failures in Hannah's case by the state. We will be moving for dismissal of Hannah's case. How will this impact her case? I mean, it sounds as though she may be let out of jail soon.
I fully expect so. And Jason has a great argument. This evidence is more exculpatory and exonerates Gutierrez-Reed even more than Baldwin. Again, the prosecution's theory was that Gutierrez-Reed was using drugs, alcohol, brought the live rounds on set. If it turns out that someone else entirely did so, that exonerates her. So her case is on appeal, but I fully expect either the trial court or the appellate court to overturn that conviction. And it won't just be Alec Baldwin who's a free man. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed will go free as well. And it's really a tragedy to the victims in this case, Matt Hutchins and the other members of the Hutchins family that have to deal with this because of prosecutorial misconduct.
Very sad case all around. All right, Neama Rahmani, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.